What's up, guys? Blade Master here, bringing you the first of three of the best of three between Swkoll and Khani. This is the first round of the Goomy Baby Reddit newbie tournament, and I'd just like to take a moment to thank the developers for making such a name for this game, making life for me easier. I can just fill the empty noise with as many sexual innuendos as I can. So while these two are playing with their goo, I'm going to be so excited to commentate over this. I might just goo myself. So without further ado, Swkoll has taken humans, and so has Khani. The humans are probably the tougher race among the three, tougher faction to master. Right now, Swkoll is going very refinery heavy, building two refineries right off the bat. No factory or some such sort of building. Whereas Khani has decided to go with a more balanced route, and he's gone with the factory. And Swkoll is going to move in with a trident to just try and scout out. Khani, of course, they probably know where each other's buildings are or where each other's base is. Some early engagements that Swkoll is actually going to win, which is going to be pretty huge, but no, not really, because there's another revolver that's being built here. So he's going to have to kite. Let's take a closer look at the Trident. 8 damage with 325 range. These units are pretty high on the health, more tanky units for sure. Revolver with 18 damage and 3 armor penetration. I think in terms of the low level units, probably the humans, very similar to the Protoss, have the upper hand. So conduits being built here. Of course, conduits are necessary to be built in order to provide power throughout the bases, which is a huge disadvantage for the humans. Compare that with the almost 180 with the Goo faction, where literally everything can be moved anywhere you want. And it's a huge. It'll be interesting to see how these two factions pan out. I mean, the game is really new, so there's no meta really, but it just seems from my initial impressions that the humans seem to be the most hardest faction to try and master, and the Goo seem to be just simply overpowered. But who am I? I'm just some random YouTuber who has no experience in the game giving his comments. So far, some conduits with some conduit crosses here. It's important to have a double line of power across your base, so that if your enemy destroys one line of power, like suppose Swkoll destroys this, then the rest of his base doesn't have access to power, and then the very strong defensive towers that the humans can build will not have any power, and thus will be rendered ineffective. So the anti-heavy tower is just a pain in the ass, and it's very effective against the more the stronger units who themselves don't really have a lot of armor and a lot of health. But I don't think that's going to be the case with a human on human matchup, so it's going to be interesting to see how this pans out. Right now, still just a revolver, a couple of extractors on either side, and a couple of refineries, I mean. Neither player being too aggressive and trying to capture some more of these resource fields at this point. I think with the humans, probably early game is going to be a lot more defensive here. Ooh, Khani's already building a large factory and he's also got a tank attachment up and ready. Meanwhile, a second refinery, but there are no resource fields that are big enough to hold 2 extractors though. I'm not really sure what his game plan is here, unless I'm grossly mistaken. Going with a lot of tridents with a stealth attachment here, so I can see what he's trying to do. Maybe launch a stealth attack on Khani. Yeah, there we go. He's building an extractor over there and a large factory now. So I'm not really sure why he decided to build this refinery. Probably makes more sense, because then he'd have to the alternative would be to make a huge power line of conduits over here, keeping this area a bit more vulnerable, and then build a refinery over there. So instead of that, he's just decided to get a refinery and trade a little more distance to be covered by his extractors for being able to build the refinery much closer to his conduits and his base, which is probably a better decision. So large factory still not up and running yet. Meanwhile, Khani is going super aggressive on the other hand, building conduits, and he's going to get a refinery up and running over there. But of course, that is probably extra money that's being spent by Khani. A small little scout team going into the brushes here. I believe there was a team that that's in the brushes in the center for Khani as well. I would be very surprised if there isn't. He's already got a Gladius, which is a very strong tank unit. So has Swkoll though. Yeah, there we go. Only one unit though, so that unit's going to get slaughtered. But at least Khani knows what's coming at him. But the question is, does he have any units to protect him? He's going to build 3 revolvers here. He's not building any more Gladiuses, which is okay. This is going to be bad. This is going to be really bad for Khani. Okay, so Swkoll is pulling back because he wants his Gladius to come in. He's going to kite back a little bit. Move in. Yeah, this is going to be pretty decisive. If he wins this engagement and then manages to get into the conduits, going to look very, very, very bad for Khani. Coming in with some more reinforcements, another Gladius and another Trident. He should try and destroy some more. Yeah, he should destroy the conduit cross. Yeah, he's... Okay, anti-heavy sentinel up and running. So he has to pull back because that anti-heavy sentinel is really, really strong. He's going to be content in destroying the refinery. Very smart move here by Swkoll because the sentinel is out of range. Now the 3 revolvers, I'm not really sure what they're doing. There we go. They should come in to try and hit them. Going to pull back. Smart pull back there. Destroy the conduit cross. That's not going to make much of a difference. He's again going to pull back. Going to wait for his reinforcements. Swkoll has a decisive upper hand in the engagement so far. And I think most of that is because he, instead of spending the extra money on the conduit and the extra time to build the conduit crosses over there, he's instead gone with a very heavy trident and early spam of like tridents and gladii. Gone with the stealth attachment there as well. This is exactly why he decided to get that stealth attachment early on, and it's a very critical part of the game. There are no scout units for the humans at this point, which this is going to be really bad because all he needs to do is destroy the conduit, and that means this anti-heavy sentinel and refinery are basically vulnerable. He is going to attack with the rest of his units as well because he's got the upper hand here. Oh, and there we go. Monitor, a scout unit for Khani, isn't it? Why can't he still see these units? That's strange. I thought that was a scout unit. Maybe he needs the tech upgrade on them? I'm not really sure what these units do then. These monitor units. He's going to destroy the anti-heavy sentinel is... Okay, so Khani's going to teleport his anti-heavy sentinel. And he's also going to teleport his refinery. Which is a smart move, and he's going to put them up in front here next to the rest of his power source. Smart move, very smart move, and that is of course one of the big advantages of playing with a human faction. You can just move them around the conduits, very similar to Protoss in that way. So the anti-heavy sentinel will actually do pretty well here, but okay, he's teleported one more over here. Smart move again, going to destroy the Gladiuses, but the Tridents are just going to be too much. Just strength in numbers there for Swkoll going to come into play. Still more and more reinforcements here. Yeah, Swkoll has taken a very decisive first step into this best of 3. Going to destroy the conduit, removing power, and then going to try and attack, destroy these Gladiuses and the few revolvers that Khani has left. Yeah, Khani is already on the back foot here. What is he building here? Are these 3 Gladiuses though? I think so. Artillery, tank, and air attachment onto his large factory. Yeah, that's the thing. He spent on these attachments that would probably make much more sense if he did mid game. Right now, that just meant that he had to sacrifice building a lot of units, which Swkoll has capitalized on. So yeah, this game I think is basically time to call GG. I would say. I mean, yeah, GG. So, victory to Swkoll, well played. 9 minutes and 20 seconds is how long the battle lasted for. Let's take a look at the post-battle screen. Force created from Swkoll, 59 compared to 19. Wow. Structures built around the same enemy skill, blah blah blah. Resources collected, huge advantage to Swkoll there. In terms of the units, you can see that Cole went for a very low tier approach. Got a lot of tridents, a lot of daggers, and a couple of gladius to support. Meanwhile, Khani got some revolvers and tried to go a bit more heavy on the units very early game with the lancers and the gladiuses, and mainly it was him building the conduits and the extra tank and air attachments over here that just weren't necessary early game. In terms of refinery, both of them built the same amounts of refineries, two factories and one large factory, just to pump out so many units at once from Swkoll. Meanwhile, one factory, one large factory, and an air pad from Khani, which the air pad didn't really play a role in the game at the end of the day. Two tank attachments, two stealth attachments, and one artillery attachment for Swkoll. Meanwhile, two anti-heavy sentinels, two tank attachments, air attachment, artillery, and stealth. So that's a total of 5 attachments, 3, 4, 5. Actually, they spent the same amount of time and money on attachments there. So I guess while it just seems like the defensive approach didn't really work for Khani over there, maybe should have gone more aggressive and more low tier heavy. Anyways, guys, that's the end of this battle. Stay tuned for more. Peace.